Ever looked at a bag of flour and thought, what if I could control every bit of this myself? Today's lineup of the best grain mills lets you do exactly that. Fresher flour, more flavor, and way more flexibility right in your kitchen. In this video, 7 powerful mills go head-to-head, from budget-friendly high-speed grinders to serious kitchen workhorses and sleek stand mixer attachments. Let's start. 7. VEVOR 700-gram electric grain mill grinder. The VEVOR is a compact but surprisingly powerful machine built around a 20,500-watt high-speed motor and a 700-gram capacity bowl. In practical use, this means it can turn hard grains into a fine powder in under a minute, making it ideal if you want superfine flours for baking or ultra-smooth spice blends. The stainless steel construction feels solid in the hand, and because the grinding chamber is made from food-grade steel, it is easy to wipe down and keep sanitary between batches. For anyone with a small kitchen, the relatively compact footprint also makes it less intimidating than a full-size countertop mill. In terms of day-to-day performance, the VEVOR is almost shockingly fast with dry ingredients. Toss in wheat berries, rice, corn, or dried herbs, set your grinding time, and you get consistent, fine results that rival more expensive machines. That speed is a game changer when you are batch prepping flour for bread or grinding spices for the week, and it helps preserve flavors by reducing the time ingredients sit in a hot chamber. The grinder can handle tough materials like dried roots and hard spices, so if you like experimenting with homemade spice powders, this kind of power is a big plus. However, living with this grinder also reveals a few compromises. Like many high-speed impact mills, it is not suitable for wet, oily, or sticky ingredients, so things like nuts, fresh garlic, or oily seeds are off the table. 6. NutriMill Classic 76-200. The NutriMill steps in as a more traditional home grain mill, designed specifically for turning whole grains into baking-ready flour. It uses a 1200-watt, roughly 130 horsepower motor paired with stainless steel impact milling heads, giving you high grinding power with a smoother more contained design than a basic high-speed grinder. One of its biggest strengths is adjustability. You can dial in everything from superfine flour for cakes and bread to coarser textures for cornbread or rustic loaves. In real-world use, what stands out is its throughput. The NutriMill Classic can grind up to 5 cups of flour per minute and can produce up to 20 cups in a single session, which is far more than most compact grinders comfortably handle. The hopper and flour bin are designed to work together, so you fill it once with grain and empty a large batch of flour without constantly babysitting the machine. For anyone baking regularly for a family or doing bulk prep, that kind of capacity feels very practical rather than just for show. The user experience is also more refined. The mill operates in a way that keeps grinding temperatures around about 108 degrees Fahrenheit, which helps protect the nutrients and flavors in your flour compared with cheaper grinders that can run hot. The impact grinding mechanism is self-cleaning, and the design is intended to be dust-free, so you are not coating your kitchen in flour every time you mill grains. 5. LEJIEYIN Electric Herb Grinder. The LEJIYIN is a compact but serious performer with a 2,000-watt motor and roughly 550 grams capacity that fits nicely between tiny spice mills and full-on grain stations. It is built from food-grade stainless steel and uses a triple-blade design, grinding blade, rotary blade, and a powder removal blade, which helps ensure everything in the chamber is pulled into the cutting zone and reduced to a fine, even powder. In practice, it can achieve a fineness in the 50-300 mesh range in under a minute, which is impressively smooth for flour, herbs, and spice blends. Where this grinder really shines is versatility. It is marketed as an herb grinder, but in actual use it comfortably handles grains like wheat, rice, corn, and barley, plus coffee beans, spices such as star anise and pepper, and dried herbs or medicinal ingredients. That means you can go from milling flour for pancakes to grinding cumin and coriander for curry without switching appliances. As long as the ingredients are fully dry and you stay within the capacity, no more than about 2/3 of the jar, it stays consistent and efficient. Safety and usability are also strong points for this LEJIEYIN model. The lid uses a buckle design that locks down, helping control dust and preventing accidental opening mid-grind. There is also overload protection. If you pack it too full or run it too long and the motor starts to overheat, it will automatically shut off and can be reset with a button after it cools. 4. OKF 550 grams grain mill. The OKF takes the same small stainless powerhouse idea, but adds a more premium feel with 304 stainless steel construction and a robust 2000 watt pure copper motor. The build quality is immediately noticeable. 304 stainless is durable, food safe, and holds up well to repeated cleanings and heavy use. Its 550 grams capacity and high-speed motor, reaching around 28,000 RPM, put it in a sweet spot for serious home milling without crossing into commercial-sized territory. Using the OKF, you get the familiar triple blade system: a powder blade for impact crushing, a rotary blade to cycle ingredients, and a dust removal blade to clean the bottom and improve consistency. The resulting grind can range from about 70 to 300 mesh, giving you good control over how fine you want your flour or spice powder. Wheat, rice, corn, spices, herbs, and even coffee beans are all fair game, so it serves as both a grain mill and a high-grade spice grinder in one compact unit. A standout feature on the OKF is the built-in timer. Instead of guessing how long to grind, you can set a time that matches the fineness you want and let it work, which helps you quickly repeat results once you dial in a favorite setting for bread flour versus spice rubs. In real-world use, the grinder is simple to set up, works well for both small and larger batches within its 550 limit, and feels consistent from one run to the next. 3. Cofun C2311 Grain Mill Attachment. This is a grain mill designed to work with KitchenAid-style stand mixers. Instead of having its own motor, this attachment connects to the mixer's power hub and uses that motor to drive an all-metal milling mechanism. The concept is simple. If you already have a stand mixer on your counter, you can add grain milling capability without dedicating space to another full appliance. In practice, that integration is a huge advantage. The Cofun attachment is designed for non-oily, low-moisture grains like wheat, oats, rice, barley, buckwheat, millet, and similar cereals. You pour your grains into the hopper, set the grind level, and let the stand mixer do the work, going from cracked grains for rustic textures all the way to a fine grind suitable for bread or pastries. Because it draws power from the mixer, the milling experience feels smoother and more controlled than the explosive speed of a 2000-watt high-speed grinder. Another benefit is the adjustability and workflow. Attachments in this category often offer around a dozen grind levels, so you can precisely tailor texture from coarse to extra fine. Cleanup is straightforward. The all-metal body is easy to wipe down, and many kits include a small brush for clearing out flour between uses and when switching grain types. For home bakers who are already in love with their stand mixer, this makes the grain milling process feel like a natural extension of what they already do. Number 2. KITOART ZJ GMA01 Attachment. This is another grain mill attachment for stand mixers that takes the attachment concept and dials up the precision and user experience. Like the Cofun, it connects to the mixer's power hub and is designed specifically for non-oily dry grains. But this model emphasizes efficient milling and a refined, durable design that integrates seamlessly into your existing kitchen workflow. What stands out with KITOART is the focus on consistent texture and ease of use. It offers multiple grind levels, so you can move from cracked grains to fine flour with predictable results, giving you control over everything from rustic breads to smooth pastries. The internal milling components are engineered to handle common grains like corn, oats, millet, and wheat, while delivering an even grind across the full batch. For home bakers, this consistency is a big deal, because it means better, more repeatable baking results. The overall design feels very user-friendly. Installation on the stand mixer is quick. Attach it to the hub, tighten it, pour in your grain, and select your grind level. Because it uses your existing mixer motor, you avoid another electrical cord and another bulky base cluttering the countertop, which is ideal for smaller kitchens or minimalist setups. Cleaning is straightforward too, typically requiring nothing more than brushing out residual flour and wiping the metal body. Of course, the same category limits still apply. It is meant for low moisture, non-oily grains, not for grinding herbs, spices, or oily seeds. And its performance depends on the power of your stand mixer. 1. Inslee 2000A Grain Mill Grinder. This is a high-capacity, high-speed electric grain mill that feels like the best of both worlds. Serious power and capacity, wrapped in a durable stainless steel body that still works in a home kitchen. With a 2,000 grams capacity and a powerful motor in the 3600 watt class, this grinder is built to handle large quantities of grains, seeds, and spices quickly and efficiently. If you want to mill flour for multiple loaves of bread, prep large spice batches, or grind for extended family cooking, capacity is where this machine really separates itself. In practical use, the Inslee 2000A is a beast. It can grind a wide range of dry ingredients: wheat, rice, corn, herbs, spices, seasonings, and more, into fine powder within about a minute, with fineness typically falling in the 50 to 300 mesh range. The motor runs at high speed, around 25,000 RPM, which translates into very fast processing and ultra-fine textures when you need them. The stainless steel blades and chamber are designed for repeated heavy use, so if you grind regularly, it feels like a machine built for the long haul rather than just occasional spice duty. Even with that power, the design still pays attention to safety and usability. The stainless steel body is durable and easy to clean, resisting staining and lingering odors from spices and herbs. Many units in this class incorporate overload and overheating protection, shutting down if pushed too hard and allowing you to reset after a cool down, which helps protect both the motor and your ingredients. Final thought, that's all for today, folks.